Building topical authority doesn't have to be a slow, painful process. It doesn't need to take years or months to do. If you're tired of getting constantly beaten up by your competitors, even after pouring an insane amount of time into your website, or if you feel like Google's algorithm is working against you, this strategy that I came up with is going to change everything for you. I guarantee you that. So how on earth do I know that? Well, I've spent well over 15,000 hours doing SEO. I've managed the SEO for multiple award-winning marketing agencies. I've managed the SEO for small businesses all the way to businesses worth billions of dollars. If there's one thing I understand in my life, it's SEO. In this video, I'm going to show you how I consistently help my clients increase their rankings and as a result, increase their revenue. And this is done by quickly, rapidly reaching topical authority. And you can do this in well less than 12 hours of work. There's no endless backlink chasing, there's no fluff, just very simple, actionable steps anyone can follow. So first things first is the quick authority boosters. Now I've put this down to 3 to 4 hours. Really, you can do this in 2 hours or less. So what you're going to do is show Google you're a real business. So first of all, let's get the about us right. So make sure you share your story, your brand values, demonstrate your expertise, what qualifies you. And when Google reads this, it adds context to your website. It adds trust. You can create a meet the team page where you show your employees off, and you can even take it a step further where if someone clicks, they can learn a bit more about your employees. It gives it a human touch. And if you don't have any employees or they don't want to be mentioned on the website, you can use this site. This person does not exist, and you can generate random people. And obviously she's a bit young to be working, but if you keep refreshing it, it'll give you new humans you can use. And if you're a real organization, well, guess what? You're going to have a careers page. So go ahead and set up a very simple careers page where people can get in touch. Then you're going to show your expertise with an author bio. So with your blog posts, don't let them be some nameless random page on the internet. Make sure there's a person behind it. Make sure there's a name. Make sure there are qualifications and a bit more about the person to give Google that context that they need to help them understand the page better. And you can do that by helping them understand the person who wrote the page. Next, we're going to give Google more context. We're going to give it a greater understanding of what our page is about. So the way we do that is by adding schema. Schema is a piece of code that search engines have specifically created so they can understand what a page is about. So have you ever seen these stars right here, or if it says things like the price or in stock, free delivery, or if you search for a course and you see these little plates right here, or if you look at recipes, this is all schema at work. And if you use something like WordPress or Shopify, any mainstream CMS, guess what? You can just download a plugin or an extension, and it's actually very simple to set up. Next is Contextual Intelligence Keywords. So basically we're about to gather lots of keywords and entities that we're going to use later on. So first of all, focus on a specific topic. So let's just say you're going for organic bird foods, right? That's the topic you want to target. What you can do in order to find semantically related keywords to your topic is simply go to the Google search results, look at the meta descriptions, and jot down the bolded results into a spreadsheet somewhere. So it says bird feeders in bold right here. So guess what? Google considers that related to organic bird food, which makes sense if you look at it. Look at the meta title. So it says no waste, wild, seed mix. Then scroll down to the bottom of the search results. It says things like near me, best, wild, quality, natural. The things that have been bolded, you want to jot them down if they make sense, because near me might not make sense for you. Now this is more of a manual process, but you can shortcut this using the tool I built. So it's called Easy SEO Extension. You can head down to Semantic Sniper, type in the topic you want to rank for, hit start, and it'll basically generate you lots of semantic related keywords that I found in the Google search results. And again, you're going to jot this down into a spreadsheet somewhere. The next way you're going to find semantic related keywords is simply use a thesaurus. So you can literally go to a thesaurus, and I typed in food, keeping with the organic bird food topic, and it's come up with bread. Do birds eat that? I'm not sure. Cooking, cuisine, that doesn't really make sense. Drink, that makes more sense. Feed, meal, snack, okay, those are good keywords to jot down into our spreadsheet. After the keywords, we're going to find the entities. So entities are contextual elements like locations, people, objects, or concepts to help Google understand your content. So keywords are strings and entities are things, and Google's desperately trying to move away from the strings, the keywords, into things, the concepts, because people manipulate the keywords, right? And despite what people say and what Google wants you to believe, having keywords in certain places does still help out a lot. But we're going to layer onto that by adding entities in there. So what does Google consider an entity? Well, we don't have the answer to that because Google's never told us. It's given us a few examples, but it's never given us a list. But I found this research paper here which gives us well over 100 entities, and it's things like person, an organization, a location, a facility, a ship, a drug, a weapon could be considered an entity, a vegetable, a color, etc. And let me just give you an example here. So we've got Tobey Maguire here. He's an actor, right? Well known for playing Spider-Man. And if I Google Tobey Maguire, I see things like movies, TV shows, Spider-Man. This is what Google considers related to this man. And if I Google Spider-Man, well, guess who shows up? Tobey Maguire. So Google considers these two entities as related. So how do you actually find these entities? Well, Google has already mentioned in their documentation that they scrape different web pages to add to their database, and Google's even purchased different businesses in order to add their knowledge to their knowledge graph. And the knowledge graph is basically a big database of information that Google has stored up. So what you can go ahead and do is use Wikipedia to find these entities. So if you go to Wikipedia, and let's just say you're trying to rank for a keyword that includes argan oil. So I typed in argan oil, hit search, and you're basically going to extract the different entities. So like Morocco, that's a place. Guess what? You need to figure out a way to include that on your page. Now the problem with this particular process, it's very manual, it's very long. But lucky for you, I've created a tool which will extract these entities for you. So all you're going to do is copy the Wikipedia URL into this tool right here and type in the target keyword, and it will extract the entities. So remember I mentioned Morocco? Well, it mentions Morocco right here in the country section, and it extracts lots of entities. So it gives you the person, the government, ethnic groups, the product, the weight could be an entity, different HTML elements. You'll be surprised that they include entities as well as semantically related keywords. And what you're going to do is copy and paste this into a spreadsheet somewhere. And this tool even goes a step further and it adds them to sentences for you. So I created this example spreadsheet right here. So let's just say you're going for the keyword kitchen fitters Birmingham. Well, different entities could be Beeham. So Beeham is basically a short version of Birmingham, or Brum, which is more like a slang type of term. And then I included different keywords that I use from the tool Semantic Sniper. And if you're using a thesaurus, you can jot the keywords down that you found in there. And if you're looking to increase your online sales and drive consistent Google traffic, I'd highly recommend checking out this page. You can check out this 2-minute video and you can check out my client results. So what you can do is watch videos like this and you can piece together the advice and hope for results, or you can just book an hour with me and I'll demystify everything for you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what not to do in order to increase your rankings and your bottom line. And I'll include a link to this page in the description below. Next up is the link mapping strategy. So what you're going to do is first of all have a list of anchor text that you're going to use. Anchor text is essentially the linking text. So for example, it says learn more about SEO optimization. That's linking to a different page. And the way to think about anchor text, it's kind of like a file system. So if you look here, it says keepsakes. Well, if someone draws that out, guess what they're going to find? Keepsakes. But if they find something different, well, that's not a very good experience. And the same applies for your anchor text. So it says learn more about SEO optimization. Guess what? If that page isn't about what the anchor text suggests, that's a very bad signal. It's not good for the user. It's not good for the search engine. And what you're going to do is have a list of semantic related keywords. So as mentioned, you can use the Semantic Sniper, you can use the thesaurus, and you can even use ChatGPT to generate yourself a list of anchor text that you can use. So let's just say, for example, you're targeting organic dog food. Well, anchor text you can use is dry organic dog food, healthy dog food, all natural dog food, certified organic dog food, raw doggy food. You get the point. And what you're going to do is 80% of your anchor text should include your keyword and 20% should include miscellaneous keywords, so like learn more or click here. Now, I've personally never had a problem with using very rich anchor text, so anchor text that use keywords, but just as a buffer, it's a good practice to add miscellaneous keywords in order to diversify the anchor text. So this is the juicy part of this section, the pages you can get a link from. So what you're going to do is use the search operator site : then your domain.com plus your target keyword. So let's just say you're the company JD Sports and you're trying to rank your page black trainers. So all you're going to do is go to Google and use the search operator site : and then JD Sports, and then what was it? We're trying to sell black trainers. Now the first page is typically going to be the page you're trying to rank, so you can pretty much put that to a side. That's not relevant. But what is relevant are the pages below it, because when I type this in, when you put that keyword in there plus your site, the site search operator only pulls the pages from your domain, no other domain. So it's going to give us what pages that Google considers the most relevant for this keyword. So men's black trainers is the next most related to this particular keyword. So you can link from this page to the page you want to rank. So sale men black trainers, kids black trainers, women's black trainers, and then it links to black high tops. So we can use these pages and link to the page we want to rank. The next way to build internal links is through the Google Search Console. So all you're going to do is log into your Google Search Console. This is a dummy account I've created. Click on links on the left here, and there are two types of links. There's external links and internal links. So the external links are the links from other websites linking to your website, and the internal link section right here are coming from your domain itself. So yours is actually going to be filled with lots of different pages. Mine isn't, because this is just a dummy account, so I can demonstrate things to you, and essentially you're going to note down the pages that make sense that you want to link to the page you want to rank. Next up is the ultimate content piece. This one's extremely important. What you're going to do is find a keyword that is able to encompass your topic. So let's just say you want to dominate the search results for dog treats. You could create a blog post titled Everything You Need to Know About Dog Treats. And essentially what you're going to do is the keywords and entities that we found, you're basically going to try and insert all of them into this particular page right here. And this is a massive signal to Google about what your website is all about. So first things first is you're going to create a brief. So you want to think with your brain, what are people trying to figure out? What do people want to know? And then you're going to jot it down into a Google Doc somewhere. Next thing is you're going to actually look at the competitors, type in different keywords, different variations, and you're going to look at the competitors and look at their subheadings. So one of the things I like to do is use the Easy SEO extension, click on subheadings and see what subheadings they use in order to get a bird's eye view of what's happening. Then you're going to ask ChatGPT. So you can insert what you found and then ask ChatGPT to create you a brief on that topic. And what you can do is use my AI content prompt to shortcut all of this. So literally all you're going to do is type in into Google, suggest AI prompt, click on this page right here, and there are two parts to this prompt, part 1, part 2 right here. And you can just watch this video, it's about 20 minutes long, and it will change your life forever when it comes to creating content. So I'll read you a bit from this prompt, not all of it, just a few points. So one of the things I mentioned is I want you to understand this about page / YouTube video transcript / blog post, and then you're going to paste your content directly into the large language model you're using. So you're going to paste your best content into ChatGPT, so that way it understands your style as well as the information on that particular topic. And you can give it your profession, tell it what type of page you're creating, the type of tone you're using, the goal of the page, the pain points and desires, super important. Then I give you a negative keyword list, and a negative keyword list is basically a list of keywords that kind of trigger Google's red flags and tell it, oh, this is AI content blatantly right here. I include the formatting. The content it produces uses idioms, metaphors, analogies, and anecdotes. After a lot of research, these are the most common things that go into a human conversation. I tell it things to avoid, and then there's the part 2, which is the brief, the word count, as well as the keywords and entities to include. Next up is information gain. This is super important. Information gain in SEO refers to the concept of adding new valuable insights to your content that competitors have not covered, effectively filling gaps in the search results. So all this means is, let's just say you type in a keyword, there are the top results. Well, what information are they missing? What insights and angles would be useful to the reader? And you're basically filling in these gaps. And you've got to understand, Google isn't looking for more content, it's looking for new insights. They've got plenty of content. They've got Google Gemini. They can create lots of content, but they can't find new insights. That's a hell of a lot harder. And the way I want you to think about this is a undiscovered creature has been found. Well, how does a machine know about this? Well, it needs to be told. And one of the ways it can be told and find this out is by crawling your web page. So we've just fed it that new information. And I want you to think of Google as a library. This library right here has billions and billions and billions of books. But the big problem is it has very limited shelf space. So I want you to ask yourself a simple question. What types of books do you think Google is going to include? Do you think Google's going to include similar books with very similar information, or worse yet, regurgitated information? Hell no. It's going to include new books, new creative books with new insights. And when you include these new insights, you're going to go from page 4, page 10 and beyond all the way to page 1 and into the top positions. In fact, this is so important, Google has its own patent on how it scores information gain. And you can go ahead, pause this video and read this little patent right here. And if you want to learn more about how to increase your information gain score, I've created a separate video dedicated to that. I guarantee you it's going to change the SEO game for you.